Have you ever wanted to build muscle, but every time you go to the gym, you feel like the work you're putting in doesn't quite match the results, or the results you do get take way too long to show? According to tnation.com, there are strength training methods designed to help build muscle more effectively and up to 37% faster. Time under tension, or TUT for short, and progressive overload are two natural techniques to building rapid muscle growth. There are two mechanisms to gaining muscle: mechanical tension and metabolic stress. Now, the purpose of this speech is to inform you on two of the effective methods of building muscle mass. Now, before we get into the actual methods, let's understand the mechanisms a little bit better. So, if you're ever lifting heavy weights and you feel that your muscles are about to fall off of your bones, then you're experiencing what is known as mechanical tension. Mechanical tension is the type of force that tries to stretch any material. So, in strength training, the force would be the weights, and the material would be your muscle, of course. When you're really targeting a specific muscle group, you get a burning sensation and a triumphant feeling of success. That is known as metabolic stress. Metabolic stress is a physiological process that occurs during workouts, which leads to metabolic accumulation in muscle cells. Now that we have a better understanding of the mechanisms, let's discuss the actual methods. The first of which being time under tension. Now, according to mensjournal.com, time under tension is commonly used in strength and conditioning training and bodybuilding. Essentially, it refers to how long a muscle is under strain during a set. By putting a muscle under longer bouts of strain, it can cause extensive muscle breakdown, leading to better muscle development, or growth rather. There are 6 steps to TUT. The first step being beware the lockout. Don't spend the majority of your rep in the lock position, as this is the easiest portion of the exercise. So to demonstrate, a perfect example would be here at the top of our push-up. There's not a whole lot of muscle stimulation going on, so we're sitting at the top, and this is the easiest portion of it. The next step would be maintaining a steady tempo. So your tempo should be kept in seconds per each rep. So a beginner's system would employ the 2 to 4 to 0 ratio. So 2 seconds lifting, 4 seconds lowering, and 0 seconds being the rest. So if I were to start down, I go 2 seconds up, 1, 2, 4 seconds down, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. And like I said, we're at 0 seconds, which is on the ground. Third step is to spend the majority of your rep in the lowering position. Focus more so on that motion. During this movement, your muscles are slowly stretching themselves. By going slow while lowering, you're causing your muscles to work harder. So as we can see in the earlier step, in step 2, we saw that there are 2 seconds of lifting time, but 4 seconds of lowering time. That's what we're after. All right. Fourth step is simple. Focus on form. Right. When you're doing longer sets, fatigue will set in and try and compromise form. Don't cheat yourself by allowing your form to slip. So if we were to start like this again, hands shoulder width apart, elbows tucked, abs contracted, we lift, and we do our entire workout like this. From start to finish, we want to keep the same form from the beginning to the end. That'll help stimulate the muscles and actually help them grow versus actually cheating yourselves and making it easier while you complete the workout. All right, step 5. Step 5 is important. Use drop sets to help you, right? Now, like we said, while we're after a challenge, we also want, While we're also, after making it hard on ourselves, we also need to make sure that we finish the workout. So use drop sets to help you. After each set you do, you drop the weight a bit so you can continue with the workout effectively. So if we're at, say, 100 pounds for the first set, if we're in the gym using the machine, we're at 100 pounds doing the first set. We drop the weight a bit so that we can go down to 80 and continue with the workout effectively, yet actually still getting to the end. If the purpose is to work hard, but you also want to make sure you get to the very end of it. All right. Step 6, maintain high intensity. Like any workout, it won't work unless you keep the intensity up. It must be challenging in order for you to feel like you've done anything. In order to feel the success, it must be challenging for you. All right. Now, time under tension isn't the only method, though. The next method is progressive overload. Progressive overload is essentially a principle. This principle involves continually increasing the demands on the musculoskeletal system in order to make gains in muscle size, strength, and endurance. Simply put, in order to get bigger and stronger, you must continually make your muscles work harder than they're used to. Now, according to bodybuilding.com, progressive overload has 5 steps of its own. First step, increase the resistance. The only way for your muscles to get bigger is by adding more weight than they can easily handle. Simple. Step 2 is increase your reps. As you go through your workouts, up your repetitions to add more of a challenge to yourself. Step 3, volume. Increase the volume. Volume is simply sets multiplied by reps multiplied by resistance. By adding more sets, you're making progressively greater demands on your muscle tissue. Step 4. Step 4 is important. Increase the frequency. Basically, this means increase the amount of times weekly that you target a specific muscle group. So if we start with upper body Monday, before the weekends, we need to try and get upper body in at least once more. And step 5, decrease the rest time in between sets. Now this one is important, I feel. The more time you spend resting, you allow lactic acid to kick in. Lactic acid, for the people that don't know, is that sensation you get where you've been in the gym for a really long time and you feel like you're not done yet, but you have to keep going with your workout, and that feeling that you get like, wow, I don't know if I can get it up again, yet you still manage to kind of get it up, that's lactic acid kicking in. By decreasing that rest time and keeping your intensity up, it helps keep the muscles active, which is what we want. Lactic acid tends to kick in when it feels the muscles are no longer active and now it's ready to repair itself. In conclusion, there are many methods to gaining muscle mass. Today I shared 2 of them with you. Time under tension and progressive overload present a greater challenge on the muscles. This in turn causes your muscles to tear apart and rebuild themselves. After rebuilding, the muscles come back stronger and will eventually come back bigger the more you do the workouts. I hope you found this information helpful. Make good gains and have a great day.